up to the line, and for the first time today, we race. Perfect start from Dawi Dedeka as Tigran Budyatin follows him through into second place. Nice start from Tigran. Nathan Tai has gone a little wide, and launching up the inside is Maxence for Bruges. The Parisian for Forza Racing slots into third place. Perfect start from Dawi Dedeka, who's already pulled away 4, 5, even 6 kart lengths from Kirill Ditziev. There is Maxence for Bruges back in P3. A problem for Sebastian Corpeng off the start as Dawi Dedeka goes down the back straight for the first of 16 times here at La Conca, down through the infamous, world-famous chicane. They launch a WRX style over the chicane. This is Dawi Dedeka into the hairpin, locks up. You can see the Vega tyres are still cold. They're screeching on these billiard smooth bitumen. Dawi Dedeka across the line for the first time, back to, in fact, it's Tigran Budyatin, who's got the better of his Ward Racing teammates. Kirill Ditziev is in P4. Tigran is in P2, in fact. There's the order to the left of your screen. Maxence for Bruges still stays in P3. Nathan, there's the orange Soddy kart in P5, 3-2-2. As Kirill Ditziev looks for a way by Maxence for Bruges. The Forza Racing team driver just a little bit wide on the exit, trying to build momentum. Dawi Dedeka, 0.6 of a second ahead of Tigran Budyatin. The Ward Racing drivers, 2 and 4, with Maxence for Forza Racing in between, fighting that X-Spree kart as they launch down through the chicane. Kirill Ditziev on the back of Maxence for Bruges, an opportunity into the hairpin. And there is Nathan Tai catching the both of them. Fastest qualifier, Dmitry Matviev, the Koski Motorsport driver, the Vortex Power Tony kart, comes across the line. There is Dmitry in P6 ahead of Miguel Costa. Forza Guel, super start for the Brazilian-American, who just missed the podium at the last round of the championship at Lonato when he finished in P4. Costa ahead of Andreas Cardenas, the Peruvian, the WSK Champions Cup champion, is behind Costa, and indeed Matviev. There's the Koski Motorsport driver, and we're just getting news that Dmitry Matviev is under investigation. Dmitry Matviev under investigation. In fact, scrap that. It's now been awarded a 3-second penalty. Dmitry Matviev, 6th on the road, drops to 11th in the order. Dawi Dedeka has been caught. It is a 5-kart freight train. Nathan Tai tries to go by. There's the Brit in P5 on the back of Kirill Ditziev. Dawi Dedeka under attack. And he cops a tap from Tigran, who goes through, and Dawi is back to position 4. Into turn 3, the best passing opportunity on this very difficult circuit. That is the famous, or perhaps the infamous, turn 6. Nathan Tai goes by the Brit in P4 as Tigran leads the race. Maxence into second place. There's for Bruges, the Forza Racing 3-9-2. Launches over the ripple strip sideways. They still do not have maximum grip. We'll check the times. They're doing 54. The track is dry. Just to give you a reference, as you hear the Vega tyres squeal for grip, that is some 6 or 7 seconds off their qualifying time. Maxence for Bruges with Ward Racing drivers ahead and behind him. Kirill Ditziev will try a launch into turn 3, but it's too late because Maxence fires it down the inside. He's on the outside. He goes back to the inside. 5 left-hand corners in a row here at La Conca. The infamous, possibly the most grouped up corner in the world. That is turn 6 here at La Conca. And now Maxence for Bruges leads pre-final A here at La Conca. Tigran back into second place. Down through the chicane, you can see how they're sliding it over the ripple strip sideways on the exit. Still fighting for grip. We'll check the times. The quickest on the track is Dmitry Matviev, the fastest qualifier, but with that 3-second penalty, he's in P10 just ahead of the Glaswegian Zach Drummond, who has starred this weekend. So Maxence, Tigran Budyatin, Kirill Ditziev, who incidentally with the slipstream of the 2 drivers ahead was quickest down the straight that time as Tigran makes the move and goes back to P1. Tigran Budyatin now assumes the lead of pre-final A. okjunior round 3 of the WSK Supermaster Series. There is Nathan Tai, the Sodi Kart Sigma, who makes a move on the inside. Nathan Tai goes by, and the Brit is in P3. Pushes Kirill Ditsiev offline, and he's back into P4. Kirill Ditsiev, who incidentally was fastest in a straight line just a moment ago. 123 k's an hour he clocked. As finally they get some temperature into the Vega tyres. You can hear the tyres are actually squealing around the circuit as we approach the halfway point of this pre-final A for okjunior. The order is Tigran Budyata and Maxence in second place. Kirill Ditsiev, Miguel is up into fourth as he goes by. Dawi Dideka, Maciej Guadic and Nathan Tai has gone back to seventh place. Len Nies, Andreas Cardenas, Matveev with that 3-second penalty is in P10 ahead of the Glaswegian Zach Drummond. Enya Frey, the South African Luvius Sambudla has worked his way up into P13 ahead of Lewis Werrell, Elliot Kaczynski and Martin Molnar now racing for Energy Course. Down through the chicane you can see that Tigran is sideways on the exit into the hairpin. Here is Dmitry Matveev. Disregard the Koski Motorsport driver to some degree because the 3-second penalty. He's third on the road, glued to the back of the Forza Racing TM powered Esprit. But with that penalty, he's actually in position 8. Just on the fastest lap of the race has Dmitry Matveev, 54 dead. And just to give you some reference, he qualified on pole position on Friday in a time of 45.05. So that's what, 7 seconds slower than their dry qualifying time as he slips down the inside. Maxence Verbruge still is in second place with that 3-second penalty applied to Dmitry Matveev. So Tigran Budyatin, the gap is just on half a second to Maxence Verbruge, halfway point of pre-final A, okjunior round 3 of the WSK Supermaster Series here at La Concomura Lecce World Circuit. As they race across the line, we'll check the top speeds. 118, 119 k's an hour, 123 k's an hour for Maciej Guadic. The Ricky Flynn Motorsport driver up into position 6 now. Maciej, who was on the podium in the last round of the WSK Supermaster Series, the Lando Norris kart for Ricky Flynn Motorsport. As Dmitry goes wide, that's how treacherous and slippery the track still is. The sun is shining, it is only 9 degrees Celsius, but the track is extremely slick. It is not yet rubbered in. A slight error from Dmitry Matveev as Maxence sideways down through the infamous La Concomura Lecce chicane as Tigran Budyatin skips away. So we've passed half race distance of pre-final A, 27 starters, and a credit to these young drivers, 27 are still in the race. The final runner at the moment is Nicholas Lanalati, now with the Sodi Kart Racing team. The Sodi Kart Juniors with Andy Consani, Nicholas Lanalati, and Nathan Tai, who slipped back to P10. Behind Len Nies, Enya Frey, Zach Drummond, Luvius Sambudla, Molnar, Zheng, Lewis Werrell, Elliot Kaczynski, Reno Frankot. Good drive from Alexander Dahlstrom, and Kotyaeva rounds out the 20 ahead of Leon Brunner. There is Miguel Costa, the Sauber Academy driver, so close to the podium in round 2 of the Supermaster Series. Miguel Costa, position 4 on the road. We'll see where that penalty puts Dmitry Matveev. For the moment, it is P5 for the fastest qualifier. Tigran across the line. The gap back to Matveev is 1.1 seconds. But Maxence Verbruge is officially still in second place. Budyatin, Verbruge, Costa. With that penalty, Miguel Costa assumes third position from the pole sitter. Dawi Dideka has dropped back to 4, but now finding some momentum, some rhythm. The BWT Kart Republic of Dawi Dideka, who started from pole position last time round at 54.78. Virtually identical time to Tigran Budyatin, 54.795. I spoke a moment ago about the 27 drivers who started the race. 27 still in the race. Well, a lap later, And that statement becomes redundant because we have lost the second Italian, Giacomo Pedrini, who has retired along with the Czech for Hagman Racing. The 350 X-Spree of Jakub Kamenek is also out. There is Costa across the line. Good drive from Miguel. As Cardenas on the inside fighting with Maciej Guadish, tries to make the move as they race down through turn one. There's Martin Molnar across the line. You've got a glimpse of Martin now in the energy cart, just ahead of Shimo Zhang and Lewis Werrell. So we'll see if he was able to make the move. Len Nice, Andreas Cardenas going wheel to wheel at over 120 k's an hour as Maciej Guadish gets the warning flag. And Martin Molnar, who we just got a glimpse of a moment ago, has just set the fastest lap of the race. 53.979, goes purple in the 310 Energy Course Kinetic, the chassis that won the first event of 2022, the WSK Champions Cup at the center of the karting universe, South Garda Karting Lonato. That was on the 23rd of January, where the weather was so much colder than we've got here in the south of Italy. It is not warm despite being the first weekend of springtime in the Northern Hemisphere, but a damn sight better than it was at the end of January at Lonato. So the dying stages of pre-final A for OK Junior. The sun is shining, the track is starting to rubber in ever so slightly. There is Costa going through. Maciej Guadic just ahead of Len Nice. Andreas Cardenas, there's Frey, Drummond, Ty, Molnar, Leviwe Sambudle, Zhang and Lewis Werrell. In the 328 Forza Racing X-Spree, his teammate Maxence Verbruge is still officially in second place. Dmitry Matveev is catching Tigran Bunyatin. So the OTK carts go 1, 2 and 3. 2 Tony carts and then the X-Spree powered by the TM. The Vortex powered green machines are 1 and 2. And then back to Miguel Costa, the Kart Republic for the Sauber Driver Academy. Miguel is absolutely flying, a 54.48 last time round. In the IAMI powered Kart Republic, trying to chase down the OTKs, which run 1, 2 and 3. The first 2 Tony cars from the private teams, Ward Racing and Jan Koski Motorsport. Matveev almost runs into the back of Tigran Bunyatin, may have actually touched him. The Koski Motorsport and Ward Racing teams working closely. Ward Racing from Sweden, Koski Motorsport from Finland. Dmitry Matveev into the hairpin. And Maxence Verbruge is catching the both of them. Across the line, Dmitry Matveev pulls out of the slipstream, almost runs into the back of Tigran. The penultimate lap of pre-final A here at La Conca Muro Lecese World Circuit. Dmitry makes the move down the inside. It's not for the lead of the race. We have to apply the 3-second penalty. Tigran Bunyatin does still lead the race. He only needs to stay within 3 seconds to win pre-final A, but the problem is Maxence Verbruge has caught him. As Dmitry and Tigran did fight, Maxence has caught right up, rides one of the very few bumps here at La Conca, launches over the ripple strip. Spectacular 4 wheels off the deck for the Parisian. A superstar on the tools as well for Maxence Verbruge. As Dmitry looks over his shoulder, mechanic for Maxence Verbruge is Jordan Hankins, who has come across from the Mercedes-AMG Formula One team, spent the last few seasons as a data engineer for Valtteri Bottas in Mercedes F1, picked up by the Forza Racing team, which gives you an idea of the quality of staff that Forza Racing have got, and indeed the level of competition in WSK competition. Jordan's driver is Maxence Verbruge, who is in P2 in the race. He's P3 on the road. Dmitry Matveev looks as though he'll cross the line in first place, and then he'll receive that 3-second penalty. So Tigran Bunyatin, seemingly, if he can stay within 3 seconds, which he is at the moment, he will win pre-final A. Into the final corner, the fastest qualifier, the Koski Motorsport driver, Dmitry Matveev, accelerates across the line, and then we wait to see where he's classified in the race. Matveev takes the checkered flag. Bunyatin takes the victory for Bruges second. Matveev, with the 3-second penalty, finishes in third place. Kirill Ditsiev across the line in P4, then the poles hitter Dowie Dedeka got the better of Miguel Costa in the dying laps. There is Lewis Rerl. Kaczynski Franco crosses the line ahead of Sata Kotsyaev. Korping recovers ahead of Leon Brunner. That's Alexander Dahlstrom. Good drive for the Finn.